Hi there, this is David and welcome to my review and impressions of Pokemon Legends Arceus for the Nintendo Switch. My first experience with Pokemon was with the original Blue on the Game Boy whenever I was back in high school. And even though I was desperate for RPGs back then, I could never really get into Pokemon. I tried many times though over the past 25 years or so, however, they never really could hook me, so I was intrigued by the formula changes promised in this new outing. I pre-ordered it from GameStop and I picked it up for a midnight release. So far I've put roughly 5 hours into the game and pretty much fully explored the first area that you're set loose in. The story's nothing to really even notice, and the game does hold your hand for the first hour or so, leading you along with a trail of breadcrumbs from one place to another. But after fighting the first boss, you're just kind of free to go do your own thing, which is great to me. Pokemon has always been so linear, so formulaic, so by the book. It's nice to see it spice things up, especially whenever it just makes sense. I mean, the whole concept of gotta catch 'em all lends itself so nicely to open world exploration. I'm surprised that Nintendo hasn't tried something like this before. The story is just basic Nintendo. Maybe hardcore fans who grew up on the series will think that it's something special, but I didn't. Basically, you're just some dorky kid who falls through a space-time hole into the ancient Haisu region. Here, you meet a scruffy professor who studies Pokemon, a tag-along girl who won't leave you alone, and a stone-cold bitch commander who never leaves her desk except to scowl at you. Everyone in town is pretty fearful of the Pokemon, but for whatever reason, you are not. You can approach them, throw Pokeballs at them, capture them, and fight them. So of course, it's up to you to head out into the world and catch them all. There is more to the story, of course, rival clans and the mysterious god Sinnoh, but I don't want to spoil anything here. The main core of the gameplay and the fun is all found in the exploration. You run around exploring the cel-shaded, very pretty to me, environments. A lot of ink has been spilled in regards to the graphical fidelity of this game, but I'll say this, it's timeless. There's a quiet dignity to it. It's not showy, it's not flash in the pan, and it's not trying to be the latest and greatest. It's just its own thing. It's pretty, it's serviceable, and it's quite nice if I do say so myself. Along the way you'll find items on the ground, berries and trees, and stones hewn into the mountainside which you can use your Pokemon to collect. Basically, as you run around, you just aim and fire a Pokemon away, and then they'll do the rest, gathering up all the ingredients in the field that you'll need to craft whatever your heart desires. For those of you who've been following my channel, you probably know that I'm not the biggest fan of crafting, mostly because I think that it really overcomplicates games, creates a messy inventory, and can just be a little bit overwhelming. Here, all those things are true, but at least crafting is easy and you don't have to go to a workshop to do it either. Pokeballs and potions can be made very quickly and easily in the menu, but your inventory will be constantly cluttered up with all sorts of junk, 90% of it that you'll never use, and will only serve to piss you off as you scroll endlessly through all the crafting crap, wondering what each thing does and trying to see what you can sell or drop to actually collect the useful things. Crafting is a curse on JRPGs, and really, it didn't need to be in this game at all, and I will say it is worse for including it. Your Arc phone works as a world map and fast travel option. When in town, you'll see the missions and side quests that can be completed. However, it's not the most user-friendly thing ever. First of all, there's no mini-map. There's not one in town, nor is there one out whenever you're exploring. Instead, you have to set pins, and then follow those to your destination. You can set a side quest or a mission as your next destination, but you can only do this one at a time, which is pretty annoying. It would be really nice to just see a mini-map on the screen along with markers for all the side quests. I found myself constantly running back and forth between pins in the most inefficient manner just to get side quests done. In fact, this kind of pissed me off so much that I just said screw it to the side quests in the town, and then I set off to go exploring instead. I really don't think that asking for a mini-map in such a large open-world game is too much to ask for. In fact, I was shocked that it wasn't included. And if I had one big complaint, that would be it. Put a mini-map in your games. Not having them was fine in the 2D era, but this is 3D. This is open world. The entire game is about exploring, and damn is it annoying to have to go to a menu screen, put a pin up, go to that pin, go back to the menu, take the pin off, only to rinse and repeat. That being said though, there is at least a fast travel option between base camps, but you can't fast travel from out in the world straight to the town. You have to warp from the region to the base camp, and then from there to the town. It's like, why is there this extra step? But I digress. As you're wandering around the Hisui region, you're obviously going to come across Pokemon as well, and capturing them works really differently here as well. Each species reacts uniquely towards you. Some are aggressive, and you'll have to fight them and capture them in battle. Some are skittish, and you have to hide and crouch in tall grass, then aim your Pokemon at them to capture them. And others are somewhere in between, where you can just kind of run around and whack them upside the head with a Pokeball to get them. Let me be clear here though, I am not good at action games. I really haven't played an action game since like the SNES days. I've been a turn-based JRPGer for decades now, so I was wary when I found out that I not only had to move my character around, but also aim my Pokeball at the same time. Like, that's really hard for me. But after maybe the first 2 hours or so, I got used to it, and by 5 hours in, I was running around with the best of them, balling those bitches and pocketing all those Pokemon. At first glance from the trailers, I expected the battles to actually be action-based, but to my surprise and delight, they're not. When you're in close proximity to a wild Pokemon, you just throw out one of your own Pokemons, and a battle will ensue. You, of course, can have up to 6 Pokemon in reserve, and for the most part, you'll only be fighting against one other Pokemon. However, if there are more nearby, they will join the fray too. Now, I know that many super fans pretty much have the Pokemon compatibility chart memorized, but I don't. So it was really nice that the game just tells you outright if an attack is effective or not. And if all your attacks are not effective, you can always just switch your Pokemon out for a different one with better attacks. Another pretty cool addition is strong and quick attacks. A decent amount of your skills can be toggled to take advantage of that. Basically, if you make an attack stronger, it will be slower, but if you make it quicker, it will be weaker. You're going to need to strategize, especially in boss fights, to make use of the best attacks available to you. Although I found that Poison is pretty damn overpowered. I mean, I was able to defeat a level 40 Pokemon at level 18 just by poisoning him and then playing the waiting game. Now, I thought that it would be good enough to just capture the Pokemon. You know, you grab them, you add them to your Pokedex, then you move on. But no, each one has an associated research level. And at first I was like, ugh, really? That's just busy work. But the more I played, the more I actually appreciated that. It really made me stop and look around, try out different attacks, think about my surroundings and who I had in my party. Going out into the world, collecting the items, and capturing the Pokemon is actually really fun and addictive. You'll be heading out into the field for a few hours, only to head back and check in with the professor for rank ups, power ups, and new crafting recipes. It's really satisfying to explore each region fully, slowly getting more powerful, seeing the field unfold before you, and actually riding the Pokemon themselves. Even after writing 4 pages for this review and impression, I still feel like I've barely scratched the surface of what this game has to offer, and I'm so looking forward to diving deep into the game's world, exploring it fully, and really and truly collecting them all for the first time ever. Well, that's it for my impression of Pokemon Legends Arceus. How did you feel about the game? Do you agree or disagree? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video and wanted you here on the channel, please consider supporting me over on Patreon, heading on over to Twitch for some streaming fun, or join the Discord to chat and hang out. Links to them can be found in the video description. This has been David, and if you like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.